What advice would you give to a young person, or you can be more specific and say a young girl that's considering a career in engineering? Yeah. So, speaking of encouraging people, let's close with this. What advice would you give to a young person, or you can be more specific and say a young girl that's considering a career in engineering?
Do a lot of research. Make sure that you know what the career entails, what you have to study to get that career. And then if you do get your degree in that specific area, when you interview, this is one thing I didn't do, but it worked out for me. I was lucky. Ask a lot of questions about what you will be doing at your job. Um, because I think you need to know that. And I was a little naive and I was like, okay, I'll be happy just working anywhere that has to deal with the space shuttle program. I don't care what I do. But again, I got really fortunate and I ended up where I did. But I think I would have preferred to have something that was more hands on and more creative. What I went into was already created and I was just continuing on a cycle, mission after mission. So it started getting monotonous for me. So I need to have something where I'm creating, building. So if depending on what you want to do, if you want to be that person that creates, make sure that you ask your interviewer specific questions about what your job is going to entail. So
That's a
that
great
that's my big one.
That's a great takeaway. Thank you so much for sharing it. And Melissa, thank you so much for coming onto the podcast and sharing your career journey and your advice. And thank you for being such a wonderful advocate for underrepresented groups in engineering because we need it as an industry. It's an industry that's getting better, but we're not there yet. We're not where we need to be, like many other
No,
industries.
no, we're not. But
Yeah.
thank you for having me. It was a pleasure. And I'm going to listen to more of your podcasts and contribute. So you can keep going.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I appreciate that. Hear that, everybody? Listen to the podcast and contribute. You heard it here from my guest, Melissa Drake, on episode 57 of the podcast. We'll catch you on the other side of the break. Thank you.
Never losing focus because I ain't chasing payments. Still playing in the basement while I'm working on arrangements. They heard the kid in 50 countries, thank God that's amazing. But I'd rather thank Spotify, they put me on the station.